Eyewitness News Morning.
It is Hump Day, Wednesday, the 24th of July, 5 o'clock. Good morning, I'm Kenny Burgamy. A live look over the city of Dublin there in the Alpha Sky Cam.
Yes, and I'm Annette St. Clair.
And I am meteorologist David Ernst.
And how is the forecast shaping up on this Wednesday morning, David?
Well, we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover out there this morning. Generally, it's mostly cloudy skies, not looking at a whole lot of rain activity. You could run into a few pockets of drizzle or mist. That's not out of the question this morning. We should see more in the way of rain and storms coming in this afternoon, although I don't think things will be as widespread across, especially the western part of our viewing area, as they were yesterday. So a mix of sun and clouds today means we'll be getting rid of a lot of these clouds this morning. Mostly sunny skies for a good part of the afternoon. Temperatures into the low 90s for highs, but we will have those scattered storms popping up. Like I said, don't think things will be quite as widespread as yesterday, but nonetheless, we're still going to see a fair number of storms popping up today. Lower storm chances coming our way tomorrow.
All right, David, thank you.
Thank you.
Macon City Council members got a preview of downtown's newest residential spaces, the Dannenberg Lofts. About one-third of the 65 apartments will open next week. The building has several new amenities, from appliances to a video security system in each unit. But designer Gene Dunwoody Jr. says it's some of the building's older features that make it unique, like the original staircase and safe, built in the late 1800s. Some council members hope both the old and new will spark more business and people to invest in downtown.
Anytime anything comes downtown, it begins to motivate other investors to come in. And I think that's what this has done, and I think it's going to continue to do that. And downtown is going to become a place not only for shoppers to return, but also for people to come and live here as residents.
That was Councilman Henry Ficklin. The residential spaces will all be finished by the end of August. The retail spaces, including a two-story kinetics gym, will be completed shortly after.
5:02, there is a new alliance between 23 hospitals in Georgia that could positively affect the quality of your health care. Hospitals from Eatonton to Valdosta, Columbus bring 1,500 physicians together under a membership with Stratus Healthcare. That includes the Houston Medical Center, the Medical Center of Central Georgia in Macon, and Oconee Regional Medical Center in Milledgeville. For patients, this will eventually mean shared medical records at a reduction in duplication of services, as well as telemedicine. Yesterday, we spoke with Nympha Saunders, CEO of the Medical Center of Central Georgia. She said although the hospitals will still operate independently, there will be some sharing.
So many things that are changing the landscape of healthcare today that's moving up us from predatory, competitive to collaborative. Number one, the cost of healthcare has gone up so high. Second, the basic platform of the health reform has forced us to really look at not only the way we deliver care, but also the quality of the care, and equally important, the cost of care. Well, if hospitals continue to compete independently, then all we're doing is an arms race.
The Saunders says this is done properly. If it's done properly, it can reduce cost while increasing access to quality health care in Georgia.
A water project in Warner Robins is causing quite a political stir in the international city. Warner Robins Councilman Mike Brashear told 13 WMAZ the city already invested $2 million to build Vietnam Veterans Parkway, and the plan is to buy 3 acres to build a welcome center and a Vietnam memorial there. He says the city would then run utilities to that road as an incentive for Atlanta developer Jeff Franklin to build the water park. Brashear says the state's Economic Development Office sent Franklin to Warner Robins last year. Since then, Franklin has met with both Warner Robins and Peach County's planning and zoning offices, visitor centers, and engineering departments. Mayor Chuck Shaheen said he was unhappy council members would give special treatment to an outside developer. But Brashear says it's the same treatment they gave to the owners of Rigby's Entertainment Center, which recently opened. 2 meetings between Peach County Commissioners and Warner Robins City Council were scheduled for this week, but both were canceled with no reason given.
The Warner Robins Police Department may be welcoming a new vehicle to its fleet, and it is armored. City Council members approved the purchase of a new $250,000 all-terrain vehicle they call the Bearcat. Leaders say they are hopeful they can get a grant from the Department of Homeland Security in Washington to help pay for that vehicle. Council will vote on how to finance the ATV at their next council meeting. It is 5:05 on Wednesday morning.
Yep, and Dave's got to check the forecast. I wonder what today will bring, David. More rain?
Surprise, surprise. We've got another chance for rain in the forecast. Yes, I know. It's beginning to sound like a broken record. We have low clouds in place this morning. Temperatures in the low 70s later today. Highs into the 90s with those storms popping up. I'll have details on that And we've got our newest tropical storm of the season, or tropical depression, excuse me, to talk about. Could be a tropical storm later today. I'll have the details on that as well coming up in the full forecast.
It's Wednesday at 5:08.
Yep, we've got to check the forecast. Did you say tropical storm? Did it get another name?
Tropical depression.
Not yet. It's tropical depression. Could be a tropical storm later today. If that were to happen, it would be Dorian. It's well out into the Atlantic, so no pressing concern at this point for us. Now, maybe next week at this time or within the next 5 to 7 days, that may change, but it's something we'll be keeping an eye on, and that's really all you can do at this point is just watch. We're at a high in the low 90s with scattered storms. 90s the next few days. Looks like we'll see a higher chance for storms coming in over the weekend.
David, thank you. At 5:11, the Pope is still in Rio. We have more coming up.
Plus, a new study finds black women are dying of breast cancer at a higher rate than white women. All of that and more in your Eye on Health after the break.
5:18, Courtney Lyle has Braves highlights this morning. Hey, Court.
Good morning, sports fans. The Braves and Mets got together for Game 2 of the series on Star Wars night. Highlights are next in sports.
WMAZ Eyewitness News Morning.
Good Friday morning, everybody. You are looking live over Macon, courtesy of our Alpha Skycam 6:30. I am Annette Sinclair.
And I am meteorologist David Ernst.
Yeah, and Kenny will be back Monday. We will be throwing back a lot of lemonade today, Dave. Hot.
Yeah, another hot afternoon, at least hot by what our summer has been this year. We are still looking for that first 95-degree day. Doesn't look like we're going to see it, at least in the foreseeable future. We will have temperatures today, though, pushing into the 90s for highs, low 90s, though, but a heat index up around 100 degrees. Right now, we do have some high-level cloud cover in place, and you could see that from our Alpha Skycam shot just a second ago. So we'll be dealing with that for a couple more hours this morning. But in general, today, skies will be mostly sunny, and that will allow temperatures to warm up rather quickly. So again, low 90s for highs, heat index 95 to 100 this afternoon, and we will see some scattered storms begin to pop up later today. So that's late afternoon and this evening that we'll be dealing with those storms. I'd say we'll see a few more storms than we did yesterday, but certainly not going to be a washout of an afternoon. There'll be plenty of us that end up staying dry today. It's over the weekend that we'll see that higher storm chance get here.
All right, Dave, thank you. The 8th suspect in the Zodiac nightclub shooting that left a Macon teenager dead has been arrested. 37-year-old Percy Welch Jr. was arrested on Mercer University Drive yesterday and charged with attempted murder and criminal participation in gang activity, bringing the total number in custody to 7. Jonathan Bernard Barnwell was arrested Wednesday in Macon. He made his first appearance before a magistrate Thursday. As Judge Cedric Leslie read the charges, Barnwell said he wanted a commitment hearing where police are asked to explain the charges against him that led to a testy exchange between the suspect and the judge. Leslie then told Barnwell his commitment hearing is in 2 weeks. The case of another suspect who allegedly drove the getaway car was turned over to Superior Court. Miranda Victoria Petaway faces the same charges as Barnwell and Welch. 7 people in all face charges in the shooting and the death of 17-year-old Jamani Bland. Besides Welch, Barnwell, and Petaway, 4 others are being held, including 30-year-old Andre Bonner. Jared Taylor, who was arrested earlier, was released without charges. 27-year-old John Hollingshed, 27-year-old Arthur Freeman, and 30-year-old Keo Latrice. Police are still looking for one suspect, Jimmy Lee Scott. Anyone with information on this case can call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. The Jones County Sheriff's Office is looking for the driver who killed 28-year-old Marquise Deshaun Lawson. He died after someone hit him on the side of the road outside of Gray. Lawson's body was found Thursday in the 300 block off Wheeler Road. That's off of Highway 11, Monticello Highway. Captain Earl Humphreys of the Sheriff's Office says Lawson was hit between 8 p.m. Wednesday and midnight. There were no witnesses to the accident. He noted Lawson lived nearby. Humphreys said people in the neighborhood describe what they call a vehicle of interest.
Some of the witnesses reported seeing a utility type of vehicle, a large boom truck or a bucket truck that was in the area, and we are looking for any information concerning those types of vehicles in this area last night.
Some neighbors say people walk around that neighborhood all the time and that sometimes cars drive just a little too fast.
Oh, it's very scary. It makes you very concerned and worried. But I try to wear reflective clothing, bright, colorful, so people can see me and hopefully avoid me.
I'm going to change my habits, just walk in the daytime, not at night. I know it's cooler at night, but I'm going to keep walking.
Sheriff's office says they are looking for a utility-style vehicle with a boom or bucket attached. Anyone with information on the case can call the Sheriff's Department at 478-986-3489. Again, 478-986-3489. We did reach out to the Lawson family, but they declined to comment. A state agency says Twiggs County must complete an unfinished water line project or return a $500,000 grant. That's according to Sarah Lynn Stafford, a spokeswoman for the State Department of Community Affairs. She said a department official delivered the news to Twiggs County commissioners. The county got the grant in 2007 for a project to improve water service in the Dry Branch and Black Bottom areas of the county. Stafford said Twiggs County didn't complete its share of the project, which means there's a new line that's not connected to anything. A letter to the commissioners says Twiggs has 15 days to hire a contractor to finish the job or return the grant. We could not reach county commissioners for comment. 3 days after announcing her candidacy for U.S. Senate, Michelle Nunn made her first official campaign stop in Macon, the town where she was born. Nunn is running as a Democrat and is the daughter of former U.S. Senator Sam Nunn. After working the lunch crowd at Janine's, Nunn answered questions at a news conference in front of the City Hall. She opposes furloughing federal workers, including Robins Air Force Base employees.
My dad recently made a speech, and he said that we need fiscal reform in the worst possible way, and the sequestration is the worst possible way. And I tend to agree with that. I think it's the wrong mechanism to make the cuts, and both sides agree upon that. So I think, now the people of Georgia and around the Air Force Base are paying the price. I think we need to make some changes. We need to make cuts, but we need to make cuts in a smart way.
Nunn thinks Congress should make sure voting rights are protected as well. In your health news this morning, the Center for Disease Control says only about half of teenage girls are getting the HPV vaccine. The shot protects against the human papillomavirus, which is sexually transmitted and can cause cervical cancer. Vaccination rates have stalled at about 50%. Health officials say doctors need to convince parents the shots can be vital. Drugs that lower blood pressure may also slow down dementia. A new study in the British Medical Journal finds pills called ACE inhibitors slightly cut down the progression of mental decline in dementia patients. Research earlier this year showed another type of blood pressure drug helped fight Alzheimer's disease. And New York researchers say being tall may heighten the chance of developing cancer. Doctors studied postmenopausal women and found the taller a woman, the higher the risk for several types of cancer, including breast, colon, and kidney cancer. Scientists say hormones in the body that influence height may also fuel the creation of cancer cells later in life. And for more health headlines, visit our website at 13WMAZ.com. It is 6:48. A final look at your forecast after the break. Well, you can hit the road in Elvis's Hot Wheels, and Mick Jagger celebrates a very big birthday. CBS's Teresa Garcia has these stories and more in your Eye on Entertainment.
Mick Jagger is celebrating his 70th birthday today. The rock and roll legend actually threw a party 10 days ago. The Rolling Stones recently wrapped up their 50 and counting tour, marking 5 decades in the music business. Lady Gaga is set to perform at next month's MTV Video Music Awards. The pop star will debut her new single from the upcoming album, Art Pop.
Jasmine is a grand character with a tragic flaw, and the tragic flaw is that she chooses fantasy over reality, and that way lies madness.
Blue Jasmine opens in limited release today.
It is 6:52, a final look at your forecast when we return. But first, here's what's ahead on CBS. Houston County's 2013 Teacher of the Year is a graduate of Warner Robins High, military brat, and former Miss Georgia. Amanda Milliner, a teacher at Warner Robins Miller Elementary School, earned the award. The school system announced the honor during its system-wide kickoff event at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Ag Center in Perry. Milliner was chosen from among 5 finalists. She started teaching in Houston schools 4 years ago. This year, she will teach 4th grade gifted students at Miller Elementary.
We are teaching more than just academics, teaching life skills. And I can say that, I can testify to that because the teachers that have taught me life skills. So you really are just becoming a better person for the process of your educational career.
Milliner will be entered into the statewide Teacher of the Year contest. The local award came with $13,000 worth of prizes, including a car to drive for the entire school year. Very important profession.
Oh, it very is, and highly underrated and underpaid as well.
Sir.
I mean, that's you know, they're responsible for teaching the nation's youth and the future of the country, really.
Yes. And your profession is also important, David. Tell us what it's going to be.
You wake up, you got to know what's going on. You can't always trust
That's why they watch the news. That's what they say.
You can't always trust the app on your phone just to tell you, because it's taking straight model output. You want to have a forecaster, you know, looking at things and adding that personal touch to the weather forecast. We're looking today at highs into the lower 90s. Heat index, though, 95 to 100 degrees. Now, the app on your phone might tell you we got a chance for storms all day long, but really, it's more so just late afternoon, so you're not going to have to worry about that this morning, but we are going to see some storms pop up. I would expect to see more storm activity today than yesterday, but still nothing too widespread. The widespread storm coverage comes in here late in the day on Saturday. Temperatures this weekend a little cooler because of that extra cloud cover. The unsettled weather, though, it continues into next week.
All right, remember the news continues throughout the day.
CBS This Morning is coming up next, but first we bring you a recap of the highlights of the week here in Middle Georgia.
About to live it up, y'all. Let's go. It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. We on the big screen, and everybody's here living out our dreams.